AWS or Amazon EC2 basically means Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. So the EC2 is a compute service in AWS, and it is one of the most popular services used in AWS. It can be used to host websites. It can be used to, you're just basically just creating a server, on the cloud using EC2. EC2 is elastic in the sense that you can easily scale up and scale down, your instances. It has a lot of things you can do. There are different types of EC2s for different workloads. But today we'll be creating an EC2 with the free tier version of AWS. EC2 is a compute service, not storage, not database. It's a compute service, elastic compute cloud, right? So first thing you need to do is to log into your AWS console. After doing that, you can come here and search for compute, and then you have EC2, or you can use it in search bar, or if you visited before, you can use here, which is the recently visited panel or section. So we click on EC2. We want to create an EC2 instance here. All right. So this is the dashboard. Next thing you need to do is to go to instances. All right. We have no running instance running here, so we have to launch instance. With AWS, there are basically different ways to achieve the same thing, but we want to use the basic and direct way. So let's call this let's name this server Skywalker server. All right. The next thing is to choose an AMI, which is the Amazon Machine Image. This is basically an OS. What OS do we want to run on this? I'm going to try this Mac OS in another video just to see how it feels and looks. I've never tried that before. But for now, let's just do Amazon Linux OS. This is basic. You leave this. This is a free tier version. This gives you the system architecture is a 64-bit system architecture. T2 Micro. Why isn't T2 Micro? Because T2 Micro is free. So it gives you one virtual CPU and 1 gig of memory. All right. So there are other options, but we need to go with the free tier because it's experimental. Key pair login. Do we want to create a new key pair login for this, or should we use what we've created before? So let's create a new key pair. All right. We can use this to SSH. All right. So let's call this EC2 key. We want it in .ppk so we can put it to get in. All right, that's been downloaded here. The network, we would leave the default network settings for the VPCs. Let's see, do we want to create a new security group or use the default security group? Let's use the default security group to make things easier. Security groups are basically is a firewall, to help you protect your instance. So a security group is a set of firewall rules that control the traffic for your instance. So we use the default one. The configure storage, leave all of that as default. And advanced details, just leave everything as it is, since this is just an experimental tutorial. Then we can launch. Yeah, number of instances. You can actually create a couple of more instances, like different copies of this instance, but we just want to create one. It depends on your workload. If your workload requires you to create a minimum of 3, then you put 3 in it, So for now, all of these settings are okay for free tier. So we click launch instance. AWS is easy to use. Everything is straight to the point, you know. So now we've successfully initiated a launch of an instance. This is the instance name, I guess. You can check the logs if you want. So it's successful. These are like next steps in case you want to do some extra things to it connected to an RDS database, or you want to connect your instance from a different computer, or you want to create billing, free tiers and all that, checking billing alerts and all that. But we just want to view all instance. So we come back. This is our instance currently running. Okay. With the instance ID and the name. So if we click on this to go back a bit to the instance. So the status is still on initializing. It is running on US EC2. This is the IP v4 DNS details. This is the IP public IP, and a lot more stuff here. So currently running. These are the major details of this computer. All right, so that's it. You've successfully created an EC2 instance. Thank you for this tutorial. We'll take a deep dive into EC2 instances in lots more in-depth tutorial. Thank you.